I Can Only Imagine. Chances are very good you've heard the most played radio single in Christian music history, sung by the band Mercy Me. Now, almost 20 years after its release, a brand new film brings the true story behind the song to the big screen. Today, I'm speaking with the man behind the song, Bart Millard, who is the lead singer of Mercy Me, along with the film's co-director and co-screenwriter, John Irwin. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So Bart, let's start with you. You wrote the song I Can Only Imagine. It's a gorgeous song based on a true story. Can you tell us about the inspiration behind it?
Yeah, I grew up in a broken home. Parents divorced when I was 3, and lived with my dad, from about 3rd grade on, who turned out to be a pretty abusive guy, to say the least. And he was diagnosed with cancer when I was a freshman in high school, and kind of got a front row seat to see a man go from being a monster to falling in love with Jesus and his life completely changing. So much so that by the time he passed away my freshman year in college, he was my best friend and one of the godliest men I've ever known. And leaving the gravesite, my grandmother said, "I can only imagine what your dad's seeing in heaven right now." And for a kid that's drowning, it almost became like a flotation device for me, just to write that phrase. I wrote "I can only imagine" on everything you get my hands on. If I was on hold, I was doodling on a piece of paper, writing it. Literally, I have a desk from college where I carved it in with a knife and stuff. And so years later, I'm in Mercy Me, and we're looking for one more song on independent record, and I'm trying to find a blank page in my journals, and every page literally has "I Can Only Imagine" written on it. And so I was like, okay, God, I get it, and wrote the song, and knew it was special to me, but had no idea what was to come, and feel like we've been hanging on for the ride ever since.
Well, such an interesting and touching story. What is it like to see that translate to the big screen in this film?
It's one of the weirdest things ever, honestly. It's surreal, to say the least. No one really tells you how to prepare for that, but every time, when I first read the script, just kind of punched me in the gut, because you're not only you digging up things you've tried to bury your whole life, you're putting them on a screen also. And I think it's been 8 years from the first time that we were approached about the idea. It's been about 8 years, and it feels like forever, but for me, just to get in a place spiritually and emotionally healthy to be able to get behind the movie, it probably took every bit of that. And so to where I'm super excited about it now.
Right. And John, we want to talk to you. What led you to get involved with this story?
Well, the key to that is I'm one of those people that was so moved by this song. I mean, it is. You're right. It's the best-selling, most-played Christian song of all time, and it's an anthem of hope, really. And it was that in my life, and yet I had no idea of the story behind the song. So my brother and I make films together, and Bart had a relationship with my brother Andy, and began to tell us his story. And as soon as I heard about the reconciliation between him and his father, and the redemption of this broken man, who's played by Dennis Quaid in the film, who crushes it in the movie, I knew we had to make it into a film. It was just so relatable. Whether you're a Christian or not, that this relationship was put back together. And this song that we all know about heaven is really a son singing for his father. That was an amazing story. I couldn't stop thinking about it. And we thought, we've got to figure out how to get this to the screen. And it was a difficult road to get it up on its feet and greenlit, but it's amazing to be the 3rd movie in America right now as an independent film, right underneath Tomb Raider, the #1 movie per screen. We never in our wildest dreams would we have thought that the film would have had this kind of success.
Absolutely. Well, I Can Only Imagine is in theaters now. Check your local listings for showtimes. And gentlemen, I said I was going to go see it, and I definitely am, I think, this weekend. So I'm excited.
Great.
Congrats on your success.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mike, over to you.